What's up, everyone? KJ here. In addition to the Pokken Tournament DX tournament, I know, tournament twice anyway, and the ARMS Invitational today, which are both amazing, by the way. If you haven't checked them out, if you haven't, definitely check them out because they'll probably have you on the edge of your seat. We also got some more info from the Nintendo Treehouse. However, most of it was pretty much just tidbits from games we already knew about, but there was still some cool stuff revealed too. So pretty much what this video will be, first I'm going to talk about what each game showed, more of like a summary, and then at the end I'll talk about my thoughts like on the Treehouse today as just a whole. So yeah, let's get right into the discussion of what Nintendo showed on E3 Day 2. Also, sorry for this video being a late upload. They had like literally like a 7 or 8 hour stream today, and it was just really long. They had, even though like they had the final video was only about maybe 4 hours, they still showed a good amount of things, but I'm really summarizing it up for you guys so I don't have to like drag it all down with all the information. It's not a lot, but it's just like they were doing gameplay, so it's kind of, you have to kind of sift through it and see what's important and what's not. And then a lot of it was the tournament as well. So yeah. So first up is the new Yoshi title that's coming out in 2018. Alright, let me just fix the page real quick because sometimes I leave the cursor on like the bottom thing. Alright, so quick stuff. So there's 2 sides to every level, allowing you to experience each level better. You can pretty much go back and see if you miss anything like coins or those little flowers that you can collect or enemies that you may want to beat up. You can replenish your eggs by hitting a box, like jumping on a box, similar to how Mario hits a box and gets coins. Same thing, and I think your maximum is 6 eggs at a time. And it can also be a co-op game as well, if you didn't know. I mean, in the trailer they showed 2 Yoshi, so obviously it's going to be a co-op game. Next up is Splatoon 2. So Salmon Run can be played online and locally, and in the online one, each player is given a certain weapon to fulfill a certain task. There are also different salmon enemies as well as different difficulties for Salmon Run as well, and there are times in Salmon Run where fog can appear, upping the difficulty factor. Alright? Like, if the sections are short, just keep in mind that the Treehouse, I think, for each game, it's about maybe, I think, either 15 minutes to maybe an even hour. I really wasn't keeping track of the time, but I was really only taking down the important things that they had said, the important things that they showed, not all the dialogue that they had, because I really actually took up most of the time. But anyway, next up is Mario and Rabbids. So there are 10 chapters in the game as far as like how long the game will be. There are different kinds of weapons you can buy in the game. It was also said that there were over 250 kinds of weapons in the game, and you can unlock weapons by progressing in the story. As far as types of weapons go, we saw blasters, melee weapons, sentries, which are like tanks, precision weapons, or pretty much snipers, dwarves, which are like these, they look like yo-yos, but without the string, and they're like, not like this, but like this, you know, they're on their side. And possibly more types of weapons, as we only got to see Mario, Luigi, Rabbid Peach, and Rabbid Luigi. So there are only 4 characters out of, like, I'm guessing the 8 that there are, possibly even more. So there's probably going to be even more types of weapons. There are also skill trees that you can, there are skill trees in the game too, and you can also make and organize the team that you want to use as well. And for the skill trees, there are attacks, techniques, and other skills as well. And the currency needed to unlock the new skills on the skill tree are called orbs or something else. I don't really know if I heard it properly. You can also reset the skill tree if a certain battle can be won with a different skill, and you also have the option to automatically fill up your skill tree as well. So pretty much the skill tree, if you unlock one thing, you can unlock more things, as a skill tree is what a skill tree is known for. Probably the best thought of a skill tree in my mind right now is Watch Dogs and Watch Dogs 2, if you've ever played those games. I've never played them, but I've always watched playthroughs, and when you keep going farther and farther on the skill tree, you unlock more and more skills, and it just branches out. If you hear noise in the background, I'm sorry. My mom and grandma are talking right now, so yeah. But anyway, Bowser Jr. and a special rabbit named Spawny, like it has like these weird goggles or glasses on, are responsible for all the bad things happening in this game. So when Spawny is stressed, he can fuse rabbits with characters from Mario's world. And speaking of fusions, Rabbid Kong, the fusion between a rabbit and Donkey Kong that we saw in the trailer for Mario and Rabbids, is actually one of the bosses in the game. I think it's the first boss that you actually fight. The next game is Super Mario Odyssey. So pretty much in the games you could collect stars, you could collect suns, now you can collect moons. And this is actually something I forgot to mention in yesterday's video, so I'm kind of sorry about that, because I really was just like, why are they showing us gameplay? I want to see a new game. In addition to regular coins, there are also special purple coins in each area that you can use to purchase different hats and outfits. And one example is the Mario Maker outfit, which is actually really, really cool. And some of these outfits give you access to different buildings and also quests as well. There are different things going on in the same areas, but at different times. So pretty much exploring an area during the day will be different from exploring an area at night. Also, Mario can have access to different abilities when he controls other things with his hat. For example, the Moai can see invisible things with its shades on. Another cool ability Mario has is when he takes over the tank, because he can shoot bullets, which is really useful for the boss fight. The boss fight that they showed us was actually against a like a mecha. I think, what is it? A mecha. A robot wiggler or a mecha wiggler, something like that. You know that thing that has like multiple, it's like a big caterpillar kind of thing. I don't know why I forgot its name. It's just my script didn't go all the way down. Birds are also important in Odyssey as they can potentially help you in finding your next destination. And you can also fast travel. If you hit like a checkpoint flag, you can actually fast travel there by going on the map. And the maps in the game actually look like travel maps in real life, which is really cool. The lion we saw Mario riding a while ago was called a Jaxi. I don't know if it's like a cross between like a Jaguar and a taxi, or if it's just that's what they're just called and we don't really know why yet. But it costs coins to ride it, and it's another extremely fast way to travel to different places. And there's also stands in certain areas that allow you to call Jaxies when needed. And there are also special maze levels that involve Jaxies too. Every time you die on a level, you lose 10 coins. Pauline is back and she's the mayor of New Donk City. I should have said that in the last video again. Sorry about that. In addition to Jaxies, you can also ride motorcycles in the game. The only place we saw it was really in New Donk City, but maybe other areas you can do it as well. There are 2 crazy cap stores. One allows you to spend your regular coins on outfits and hats, while the other one the other one allows you to spend the special purple coins. Like I said before, the boss that was shown in the treehouse gameplay was a robot wiggler, and the tank that Mario took control of is really crucial to defeating it. Next up is Miitopia, an upcoming 3DS RPG title that's actually coming out next month. So Miitopia is compatible with at least 26 amiibo, possibly more. The amiibo can be used to get special clothing. For example, if you scan a Mario amiibo, you can get Mario's clothing, and clothing can actually affect the stats of party members, and the color can be changed manually. So sort of like Miitomo, but instead of actually having to buy up the same clothing, just different colors, you get one set of clothing, and you can literally change it like when you get it. I don't know if you can actually change it more after that, but you can actually change the color of the clothing when you first get it, and not have to like keep buying different colors, which saves a lot of money. Sequences in the game like battles or just going through the paths in the game can be sped up. Relationships between characters are also important in this game, just like Miitomo, but in this game they affect battles, and the better the relationship, the better the combo attack is. So every time the relationship improves, the heart meter goes up, and every time the heart is filled, you level up and you can get a different combo attack. There are different roles for the characters that you can choose, and different moves for the roles can be unlocked as you level up. Bonus XP is also in Miitopia, and it can sometimes be given to certain party members at the conclusion of a battle. More roles can be unlocked as you progress through the story as well. New party members can be added from Miitomo, Mii Maker, Mii Central, which is like online, and you can like download Miis from other people that have Miitopia. You can make them from scratch. You can get them from Tomodachi Life. You can also get them from the friends list as well. And party members can also have different personalities in addition to the roles, which can affect battles as well. And you can actually choose those personalities or even change them as well. And you can also change the appearance of the Miis. And I think the customization of the appearance is actually enhanced in Miitopia, so you can actually add things that you would not have been able to add in other appearance changing games that involve Miis, like Tomodachi Life or Mii Maker, which isn't really a game, it's more of an application. There's also a demo for the game that's on the eShop, and data from the demo can actually go to the regular game as well. I actually just downloaded it. I haven't played it yet, but I'm definitely going to play it later when I'm done with this video. There are inns in Miitopia, and you can sometimes get new party members there. And as you save more and more people, new things can be unlocked as well. In the inn, relationships can change if party members are placed in rooms together. You can also spend your gold, eat food, check on the party, and play in the arcade. I don't really know because I didn't play in the arcade. It's probably a special thing. Sort of like how Tomodachi Life, you could go in that arcade and you can actually get special items. Maybe with the arcade you can get special items, special clothing, maybe even new party members, something like that. That'd actually be really, really cool. You can also buy new equipment and outfits for party members while they're in the inn as well, because sometimes they'll want to impress other party members or just be like, hey, can you get me this or can you get me that? Eating food can have effects on the party member's stats, and checking on the room can actually have an effect on the party members' relationships too. Miitopia has a world map, and you can take different paths. You can also take screenshots of the game by clicking on a small icon in the lower right-hand corner. There's also an auto battle setting, which picks the best controls for you in battle. And emotion can affect battle. So if some of the party members are angry, it can actually be harder for them to deal damage. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be other emotions that can be that can happen to, like, other emotions can probably happen in battle as well. We were only shown anger, but I'm pretty sure sadness, maybe happy, crazy, maybe we'll get other emotions. Most likely we'll get other emotions. Like why they wouldn't just have anger. Next up is the gameplay from the first DLC pack for Breath of the Wild. And the first DLC pack, you can put it on master mode or normal mode, and master mode can make the game harder. And pretty much on master mode, many enemies are now harder to defeat because they are tiered up. The save files for normal and master mode are separate, so neither one has an effect on the other. There's a new thing called the travel medallion, which allows you to fast travel anywhere. So pretty much you can place a travel medallion somewhere and then leave and get stuff and then come back to that area anywhere. And you can put it anywhere. Sorry, my mom's like exercising right now. I don't know why she would choose 10:30 at night to exercise. You could do that in the morning. Yeah. Anyway, there are now sky platforms that can give you new items and have enemies on them as well, and they pretty much are like in the air by 4 balloons, and you can shoot the balloons down. You can jump on the platform and engage the enemies. New armor and outfits are available as well, which are scattered across chests in Hyrule. Examples include Tingle's outfit as well as the Phantom armor, and there's also Korok's mask, which allows you to find Koroks. On the map, you can now see everywhere you've gone and everywhere you haven't gone, so you can find old dungeons that you went to and possibly never finished, or even travel to new areas and get more items. There are also new trials in the game, like a trial of the sword, or as a trial for the sword, for example. The trials can also be played in normal and master mode, and you have to defeat all the enemies in the room to move on. It's also recommended to pillage each area, so you can get food, armor, and weapons, and even more. Next up is the last thing that they showed us before the ARMS Invitational, and that was a new game for the 3DS called Sushi Striker Way of the Sushido. That's going to be so hard to pronounce. I'm just going to call it Sushi Striker. I'm not going to try to make this entire video me trying to mispronounce sushi. All right. Anyway, so the goal of the game is pretty much to eat sushi, and by eating sushi, you can throw your plates at the opponent, and the more plates you stack, the more damage you can do. So you can get the sushi by three conveyor belts, and there's a 4th one that's available to you and your opponent. And you can also and there's only 7 seconds in each chain. So when you only get 7 seconds, so once you get that chain, that's it. If you try to hold on to it, it's lost. There's also multipliers and special abilities in the game as well. And currently the game's still under development, so that's why when they showed it to us in the treehouse, it was in Japanese. Each level that you play can have different ranks depending on how well you did, like as far as score. And there's also different objectives that you can complete in each level. There are different companions to have in the game too, and certain companions can have different abilities that a character can use. There will also be a 2-player mode, and Sushi Striker Way of the Sushido, I'm going to say it, the entire title, comes out next year. All right. So now that I've talked about all the stuff, I'm just going to say my final thoughts. So overall, today's Treehouse was great. I liked all the games they showed. The only thing I would have wanted to see more of would be like new games that Nintendo hasn't talked about yet, like Sushi Striker, for example. I'm sorry, I really need water right now. My only main criticism of the Treehouse was that they really didn't showcase any new things, as said before, besides more info on Miitopia and the Breath of the Wild DLC, as well as Sushi Striker, but that's pretty much it. With the other stuff they showed, it was cool to see, but it wasn't really necessary to show because they already either showed it before so many times or it just was like rehashing of it. So it was just really gameplay, but it wasn't really anything new revolving the gameplay. It's just little observations, not anything like, oh, whoa, big, not really big news, but definitely important stuff. Somewhat to some people. Like to me, it's like it ranges, but to other people, like I have a friend. He has a YouTube channel. Check him out, Super Mario T. Right? He loves Mario, loves Sonic. He does a whole bunch of videos on that stuff. He actually recently just hit 6,000 subscribers, and he loves like anything Mario related, really. So when he saw the Super Mario Odyssey, he just goes wild over these trailers. So he's probably making a video right now, or he probably has a video up already that shows him going wild over the gameplay that they just showed today. So there's a difference, it just depends on how well, how much you're into each game and how important you think all the information is, you know what I'm saying? But if it was like a normal video, like they had uploaded it and that was it wasn't a live stream, it probably would have been better because I could just skip through the stuff I didn't want to see. but it was a live stream. So if you're like watching a live stream and you don't know what game they'll show next, you'd probably be expecting to see a new game, don't you think? I mean, maybe, unless they tell you, but most of the time they don't tell you. So it's like, oh, that's it. We're about to leave. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so and so and so. And then they're gonna be like, we're gonna be right back with something else, and they don't say what it is, and then they come back and it's something you already know. Because I always thought that every time the Nintendo Treehouse went on a quick break, because maybe it would be like a new game, maybe it'd be new info on a new game that they showed us barely any info about, right? And then when they come back, it's just tidbits or more gameplay of games you already have so much info for. And of course, yeah, we don't know everything. That's the main reason why a lot of people that are disagreeing with me are like, why would you not want to see gameplay of a game that we don't even know anything about yet? Yeah, I know. But I'm the type of person that wants to find out those things for myself. If I'm buying the game and you're going to show me all this stuff prior to me even getting it, that's really not going to help me, because then I'm going to be like, well, I don't want to play it if you guys are going to show me everything right out of the box. What's the point of buying the game? And then, so sometimes it was kind of annoying for me. But without a doubt, I certainly loved all the gameplay and the tournaments as well. I just wish that instead of giving us little tidbits, they could actually show us new games or info on new games that they haven't showed us anything for, like Miitopia or even the Breath of the Wild DLC, which they did for both, for example. But just to sum that up, that was that last sentence, just to sum everything up. But that wraps up for this discussion on day 2 for Nintendo at E3. I'm really hoping that Nintendo has more to show us tomorrow. So, although putting all their eggs in one basket for June 13th or Monday was actually really great. No. I mean, yesterday was probably is a good idea. I feel that in this kind of situation, Nintendo's probably saving all their best bombshells for the final day of E3, because on their little poster they say June 13th to June 15th. So if they didn't have anything really new to show us, or even anything at all, they wouldn't say June 15th. So there's probably some new stuff for tomorrow. It may not be it may be big, it may be small, pause, but we have to wait and see. But either way, E3, if they showed us really big bombshells tomorrow, E3 could really close on a great note, and all of us would really be looking forward to all the big titles coming soon. The main titles I want Nintendo to try and show us tomorrow are Smash for the Switch, and definitely an Animal Crossing game, a new system update that can give us, well, not titles, but like titles and other things as well. I should have said that. But a system update for the Switch that can give us a web browser or YouTube, maybe a Mi Plaza application for the Switch, but with different games, GameCube games, or as some people call it, Virtual Console, sort of like maybe Melee or Super Mario Strikers, maybe even Mario Kart Double Dash. That's actually a really fun game. What else? So those GameCube / Virtual Console games, if they are brought to the Switch, they have new online functionality and other functionality as well. So because they're going to be updated, they'll be able to play it online with people better, and they're going to be able to be taken on the go. So they need to be revamped a little. And last but not least, maybe even a Wii Sports Switch edition. And I may be saying, KJ, you realize that was probably like one of the worst games, or maybe an okay game, or maybe one of the best games for Wii. Yeah. It depends on how you thought of Wii Sports. I actually like Wii Sports because it had a whole bunch of sports you could play. And if they brought that to the Switch and maybe added new sports, or maybe and definitely made the sports that they had on there better, it would be a fun game. And especially because you can take it on the go, because like 1-2 Switch, for example, they have baseball, right? They have boxing, but it's not actual boxing. It's not actual baseball. It's mainly relying on sound and on movement with the Joy-Cons. If it was a Wii Sports Switch edition, you could actually see what you're doing. So you could actually be playing baseball and actually hit the ball and see how far it goes. You could actually box someone and actually do different attacks like hooks and uppercuts and straights and hit someone in boxing. Not the actual person, but the person's avatar, which would be amazing. Now, this may be a very underestimated title, very understated. Like no one's probably thinking of it, but it would be awesome if there was a Wii Sports Switch edition. So pretty much a Switch Sports. That would be amazing, But those are just my wishes for new titles at Nintendo. Well, new titles and other things that Nintendo should reveal. If Nintendo does have more titles or other updates to share with us tomorrow, and they include like games like Smash for the Switch, it's a done deal. Because at that point, Nintendo will have won E3, in my opinion. I mean, because right now, I'd say that they're still a runner-up behind Sony, which is really, really good. But it's just Sony has revealed a lot of awesome things. And although Nintendo has revealed amazing things by far, I would say that it doesn't really match up to Sony all the way. But if they reveal what everyone wants, Smash, Kid Icarus, Animal Crossing, and a whole bunch of other games, a whole plethora of other games and updates that people want, then they will really have one E3, and not only my opinion, but probably a whole bunch of other people's opinions as well. But let me know your thoughts about the whole Treehouse and maybe even E3 in general in the comments below. Like, what Nintendo titles do you want? Do you think Nintendo has more in store for us tomorrow? Will they finally tell us about Smash for the Switch? What games will you be getting that were revealed at this year's E3? And not just Nintendo games, like any games in general. Tell me why. What makes them good? What games don't you like? What games did what games are you thinking about buying? What games are you not buying? Etc. And in your opinion, who has won E3? Or has no one won E3? And then tell me why. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, I'll see y'all later. Also, I have a test tomorrow, my final test. It's a Regents exam for physics. So, and I'm going to be in school for a couple hours, anywhere from probably noon to either 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, because it's a long test. So if there is anything E3 and Nintendo related that comes on at that time, don't expect the video from me. I'm going to be in school taking a test. I don't want to take it, but I have to. So I'm definitely going to make, if they reveal anything new, I'm making a video. I'm definitely making a video. But even if they reveal stuff like this where it was just little tidbits, I'm going to put my 2 cents in. I'm going to talk about it. I'll summarize it. I'll do that just like I did in this video. But yeah, but just know a video will be probably coming out tomorrow, but it may not be coming out as early or, when everyone else uploads theirs. But it probably will be coming out if Nintendo reveals big bombshells or even just something in general. But anyway, for real this time, I'll see y'all later.